Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and today we are talking about episode 2, season 7 of The Chi. All right, and I may have spoken a little too soon. If you saw my initial reaction to the season 7 premiere, I am back on board. I am a little more back on board as I was last week. I'm still dying on that hill that I feel like The Chi. The main struggle from The Chi is that they don't truly have a bad guy per se. I think Duda was the perfect villain. I still stand on Knuck being too cool to step into those type of shoes, as well as Alicia, played by the legendary Lynn Whitfield. I feel like, what they want from that character is kind of all over the place. She's a gangster at one moment, a boss, running all these businesses, and at the same time, she's now a soon-to-be grandma, carrying, belated mother-in-law, however you want to word it, to Tiff. I feel like her character is kind of all over the place in terms of her various roles that they're trying to have her. But so I'm standing on that. But nevertheless, the storylines are getting interesting already. I'm not going to go in chronological order as things appeared on the episode, but I will talk about certain characters that stood out to me the most. And for one, I really feel like, I don't know if this is, I feel like there was a lot of foreshadowing in this episode. And what I mean by that is I really feel like we're going to get some type of lovey-dovey thing going on between Trig and Tiff. Trig just broke up with his girlfriend. And of course, we have Tiff still suffering from the loss of Rob. I feel like being that those two are newly single for different reasons, I feel like because who knows, their heart or soul is hurting, they're going to come together. He's already working at this cigar lounge that Tiff is running, and you could sense a little bit of chemistry already. He's trying to help around the cigar lounge as much as possible in order to help out Tiff with her loss. I just feel like that's coming. Speaking of other foreshadowing events, and possible love triangles. Emmett feels a certain way now that he found out that Tiff is pregnant. Feels like he wants that old thing back, and even made somewhat of a confession like that when talking to Knuck. So there's that. He, all of a sudden, now that Tiff is pregnant, it seems like he has lingering feelings about that. So that'll be interesting as well. I think the one possible connection that we might see that kind of came out of nowhere is this thing that is going on not going on yet, but I don't know, man. I get like a weird vibe between Bakari and Emmett's brother. Emmett, I think his name is Damon. Either way, Emmett's brother has, the painted fingernails going on. Emmett is calling him out on it. Bakari also noticed it. It was like, what's really good with that? And Damon let it be known that he mostly considers himself straight, but more than that, he considers himself open-minded. And I don't know, there was I don't know if it was like a lounge. There was somewhere, and I don't know, it was like I think Damon gave Bakari like some type of edible to try or something like that. I don't know, I felt like there was like a weird exchange going on between those two. So that might be coming. Which wouldn't shock me because if you're a fan of The Chi, Lena Waithe doesn't shy away from, just from being that open-minded and, different type of connections. So that would not surprise me. We do have breakup news in terms of, staying on relationships. We see that Marcus and Tiara broke up. Tiara is at a point in her life where she wants a child. Marcus ain't ready for that, especially being that he's still raising Gemma herself. Despite the fact that Jenna is a young adult herself, doesn't matter. If you have kids, they are a lifelong responsibility, as you would know. So yeah, man, a lot going on with this episode. I really feel like Knuck is already telling on himself by, all of a sudden not just voluntarily not wanting to accept some type of, payment from Tiff. Excuse me, I can't think of the word. Yeah, not want to accept the extortion payment from Tiff anymore, being that she found out that she's pregnant and he is responsible for unaliving Rob. So I feel like that is kind of a big red flag or a huge alarm bell should go off right there. So possibly strike number 2, why Knuck is still alive. Who knows? Maybe later on, Tiff will, relay the word to Alicia, and Alicia will get some get back, being that she let Knuck off the hook in the first place. Trouble in Paradise. Speaking of Alicia, Trouble in Paradise with Shad and his girl. Well, not on her end, but on his end, he's feeling a little insecure, feeling a little bit of a challenge, being that Bakari is kind of paying his dues for her granting him a scholarship. Just with stuff like, I'm gonna read your script, your transcript while I'm in the tub, and Shad is I think considering moving out, because you already got Tiff moving in. You got Bakari being bodyguard number 2 now for Alicia. Seems like a lot is going on. Jake, we see a little bit more of Jake, and Big Papa makes his first appearance as well. Jake being careless, just let the cat out of the bag with the whole first lady thing, which I'm not a big fan of that storyline. I could take it or leave it. I know it was a big tea dropping moment. Some jump off that Jake is getting with, realize that he also has a relationship with the first lady, and that got leaked. I don't know. I just doesn't care. I just don't care about it. Even though we don't see Kevin, we see that Kevin's girl is possibly making an exit on the show as well. She's considering moving to LA with Kevin, and therefore leaving Big Papa by himself yet again. Who else? Cam seems to be coming off the show soon after the loss of Zay, talking about she wants to move to Arkansas to help her grandmother now. And we have the Shy's version of Creflo Dollar, trying to do damage control from his wife being messy, sleeping around. So there we have it, man. I don't think there's anything else that I missed. If so, please leave it in the comments. Oh yeah, I am happy to see more fellowship amongst black people within this show. We have our past couple seasons, we've already seen that with the men getting together every once in a while just to let off steam, vent, whatever the case is. Now we see that what is her name? A wonderful actor, Emma's mom. I don't know why the name escapes. So many characters in this show, but she's a long-time character on the show. But nevertheless, she takes initiative to start like this girls' night in type of thing where all the girlfriends can vent and let off steam as well. And that's when Tierra lets it be known that she and Marcus are breaking up, because Marcus no longer does not want to go down the path again of having kids, while Tierra wants kids. So man, I just love the fellowship that we see with the black men and black women throughout the seasons, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I know there was a lot of names, but let me know what you thought. Peace.